Hey guys, and welcome to Tasmania TV. Today I'm showing you how to make this simple blazer or jacket. And I'm not doing any detail work at all in this video. I thought that I would do that in an upcoming video. So the first thing I did here was actually make patterns just to make things easier on myself. The one on the bottom right is one of the front pieces. I'm going to flip that one over and then have another one that looks just like it. And then this long guy right here is the collar. I'm gonna have two of those. That's for a small pocket, the one in the middle. I'm not gonna show that one here, but that's the piece. This is the back piece, and then the piece on the right is for a sleeve, so I'm gonna have two of those. This is what the pieces look like once they've been cut out. So I have two of the collar pieces, two pockets, two front pieces, two sleeves, one back piece, and then that little piece at the top is for a detail that I'm not showing you here either. It's coming later. First thing I'm doing is laying my top pieces together. The two front pieces are going on top of the back piece, and everything is now facing with the insides out. I'm gonna pin these together by the shoulders and the sides. And then sew that together. Next up, I'm going to start working on the sleeves. I'm folding those over, insides are facing out, and pinning the long side. And then sew along that line. After that, it's time to sew the sleeves onto the main piece. The main piece is still flipped inside out, but the sleeves will be facing the correct way. So I'm flipping those. And they're not going to be sewn on like this. No, I'm actually going to pull the sleeve into the main piece like this, and then pin it from the outside. Pinning all the way around, and at the top of the shoulder I am making 3 folds to get a little bit of a puff sleeve. And then I'm going to sew that all the way around. Now we actually have a full jacket, so it's time to start working on the hemming. While I hem, I'm also going to attach one of these, which is a hook and eye, which will enable me to actually close the jacket. You buy these in a long line and then just cut off as many as you need, but I'm only going to use one here. So for the hemming, we're going to actually hem the entire thing all at once. But for starters, I'm only going to pin. I'm not going to sew this now. So I'm starting at the bottom and then working my way all around. Being very careful at the curved edges because they're a bit trickier to hem. This fabric has no elasticity at all, which is good when you're making a blazer or a jacket. Sorry about the bad lighting here, guys, but what I'm doing here is placing the hook and eye where I want them to go and then pinning them too, so that when I sew the hem, they will be sewn on. Be careful when you sew those on using the machine though, because they have metal pieces in them. I actually broke a needle accidentally sewing into one of the metal pieces. I'm cutting the edges off of the band that the hook and eyes are on just to make sure that they fit well. Don't sew anything, put the jacket away for now because we're going to start working on the collar piece. Take your two pieces and place them on top of each other with the insides facing out. And then I'm going to pin all along the top curved line. Go ahead and sew that all across, only on the curved edge. Once that has been sewn together, iron it to get it nice and pressed. Once you iron it, it's going to look something like this. And we need to make the other long edge look good too, so I'm folding those edges in and sewing them together as well. So pin that all the way across. Don't worry about the edges. They're gonna look a little messy right now. It's tricky to get those good, but they're gonna be in the inside of the jacket, so you're not gonna see them. So go ahead and sew that as close to the edge as possible. It's gonna look something like this once it's done, and it's time to pin that to the jacket. Find the middle of the collar and place that onto the middle of the back. Pinning that all across where we have already pinned, so that when we sew the collar on, we will actually hem at the same time. Now this is not your traditional blazer collar. I wanted mine to be a little bit different, so this one is actually facing inwards. It does not fold out. You can do that if you want to. You can use the same technique and then just fold it out, but I like the fact that this one points inward because it gives it a bit of an edge. So pin that all the way across. The collar should come down to about a couple of centimeters before they reach the hook and eye. Once everything is pinned, then go ahead and sew all the way around, hemming everything as well as putting the collar in place. Your blazer now looks like this, and it's almost done. The final thing we need to do here, if you're not adding details, that is hemming the sleeves. I like my sleeves to be really long, so just hem it as much as you want. Pin it and sew, and then the main blazer is done. I'm probably gonna make a second video showing you guys how to do the details, or like how to style your blazer in different ways. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!